Hi, it's doing the Somm next door. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be learning about Bordeaux and how to find some value Bordeaux's without breaking your bank. Let's get into Bordeaux. I think you have to learn about Bordeaux in order to know how to buy the bargain and get a good value. Bordeaux is famous for red wines and sweet wines, but red wines is their baby. They produce 90% red wines. In Bordeaux, there are only 6 grapes that are allowed to be grown. Bordeaux is all about blends. So of those 6 grapes, most of the wines are a blend of a combination of those grapes. There are some exceptions, like Petrus is a very famous Bordeaux wine, and it's made from 100% Merlot. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I had someone come up and talk to me, and low-key, they were trying to impress me with their wine knowledge. She told me that she didn't like any blends and that she only liked single varietal wines. And I was just like, so you basically just told me that you don't like any Bordeaux wines, even though I've seen you drink Bordeaux wines. I was like, I don't even know. I don't even want to touch this. I was just like, ooh, okay, well, Bordeaux produces some of the best wines out there, and they're blends, honey. When you talk about Bordeaux, you will hear a lot of the times left bank and right bank. If you look at a map, there are 3 rivers that kind of separate Bordeaux. And on the left is left bank, and on the right is right bank. The importance of calling left bank and right bank is because of the soil types. Left bank has more stone and gravel soil, which is better suited for Cabernet Sauvignon grapes. The blend will be a higher percentage of Cabernet Sauvignon. Right bank has more of a clay-based soil, which is better suited for Merlot grapes. Left bank, the famous subregions are Medoc, Haut-Medoc, and Graves. On the right bank, Saint-Emilion and Pomerol. So let's get into classifications. So left bank, Medoc. In 1855, there was a classification. They ranked these 60 some odd chateaus from first growth to 5th growth. Since then, these chateaus have held on to those rankings, and based on those rankings, that's how much you're gonna pay. So as you go up the ranking, it gets more pricey. For instance, first growth, there's only 5 chateaus that are in first growth. Chateau Lafite Rothschild, Chateau Mouton Rothschild, Latour, Margaux, and Haut-Brion. So Medoc has their 1st through 5th growth. Graves has 16 Grand Cru classes. Right bank, Saint-Emilion has a Premier Grand Cru Classe A and B, and then Grand Cru Class A. Now that we have gone through the basics, let's get into the real tea of how to find some value Bordeaux's. So the first way that you can look for good value for a Bordeaux is by looking at the vintage. So just like with Burgundy, Bordeaux, the vintage says a lot about the wine. If it is a colder or the season had more rain, then the wines are a little bit lighter, softer, and they don't have as good of aging potential. For instance, 2012 and 2013 Bordeaux's. At the moment, those are good to drink now. A lot of wine stores, if they still have them, they're gonna try to get rid of them because those are wines that aren't gonna appreciate with time. Those could be good bargains for, a drink now wine. I think I saw one at Trader Joe's, a Saint-Emilion, 2012 for $25. And I was pretty shook. I was like, oh, really? Trader Joe's is getting into that? If you go to a store and you see your Bordeaux's 2013, 2012s, they're probably gonna be a good value. Next is, so 2018 was a fantastic year at Bordeaux. Honestly, this is what I need to do. I don't have any 2018s right now, but I would probably buy some 2018 Bordeaux's and then like keep them for a couple of years. And that would also, you know, be a very good value, because right now they're pretty young, but as they age, they're going to get more and more expensive and also tastes better. So number 2 is looking at lesser known regions, just like in Burgundy when you look at Côte Chalonnais and Mâconnais. In Bordeaux, left bank is Listrac and Moulis. There's 6 communes in Haut-Medoc, and those are the 2 other communes that just don't have that name brand recognition. But there are some producers, and I'll list them down below, that are pretty tasty. The tannins can be kind of like in your face, so you know that can benefit from aerating or, you know, aging. You can get some pretty good value from that area. On the right bank, there's Fronsac and Canon Fronsac, and the Côtes. Fronsac and Canon Fronsac, those are Merlot based. They are like a little bit smoother and don't require as much aging. The Côtes, so those are also sub-regions around Saint-Emilion and Pomerol. Those are also Merlot based, and you know, they're medium body, juicy, everyday drinking wines, won't hurt the bank. So those are also a great area to look for. The third way to find some value wines are Cru Bourgeois wines. So all the other wines that weren't ranked in the 1855 Medoc classifications were put into a Cru Bourgeois classification. So Cru Bourgeois, there are some very tasty Cru Bourgeois out there for $20, $30. I'll list some producers down below. This one is Château Dalem, Medoc 2015, a pretty good year. I bought this for $22. This is not a wine that I'm gonna keep for 10 years or anything like that, but I can drink it like now or within 2 years and it'll be pretty tasty and not too bad for $22. And I got this year, so it's not like I've been holding on to this. The fourth way to save on wines are second labels. Don't get confused about super seconds, because super seconds are basically second growth wines that people think are as good as first growth. That's one way to get value. They're like, ooh, this is just as good as first growth, but not as expensive because it just didn't get that ranking. But we're still talking about hundreds of dollars here. For me, it's just like not where I'm at with my life. So, you know, we're working there. We're working there one day. Second labels are, you know, is what it means. A lot of first growths or a lot of like famous producers will have second labels. I will preface that not all second labels are good wines, because, you know, sometimes they are using like the worst grapes of their crop, but like sometimes it's really just that they're using like younger vines, or maybe they doesn't see as much new oak, so they won't have as good of aging potential, but there are some pretty good second label wines out there. So this is a second label from Prieuré Lichon, which is a fourth growth wine. This went for around $30. The fourth growth wine goes for $60. 2015 was a pretty fantastic year for Margaux. This is similar to my other Cru Bourgeois. I'm not going to keep it for 10 years, but I think this is going to be very tasty starting next year. I could probably drink it right now. So that's kind of how I tackle Bordeaux and not try to spend as much money. If you are looking for wines that appreciate like in real value, then you'd want to spend the big bucks, because those do really appreciate as they get older. But I would say these wines are more of like a bell curve, and I think within like 5 to 7 years is their peak, and then after that they kind of deteriorate. But that's perfectly fine for like I think most everyday consumers. All right, I hope I didn't scare you guys away. I tried to add a little bit more info because, you know, I got some comments last time. Please comment down below if there's any other topics that you want me to cover. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Cheers, you guys. I don't have my glass, but you know, Cheers, and I will see you guys next time.